scared out of me is when we were in the middle of it, and he whips out this damn ring, drops down to one knee, and he asked Amy to marry him. Yes, by the way.
Ain't that some goddamn bull? Because I would have made a very smart-ass comment. I would have probably been the one that sat there and say, hey, this is close enough to the wedding, not yet.
Isn't it crazy though how you can, find a man, find a partner, then the person you're with is somebody that you feel like you do have feelings for, you do feel like you're in love with them, you do feel like this is the right person to come in and be the step parent to your kids. You feel like maybe this is the person that's treated you the best since any man has ever been in your life. But you've only been together for about 2 months and a bit. So of course, because right now you're going for the lost phase. You're going for the phase where everything is just all happy and roses and, I guess, dungeons and zombies. If you know what I'm talking about, you know that last week, what happened? Amy's new man decided to propose to her in a haunted house with a bunch of zombies and axes and mummy. Listen, there was all sorts going on. It was literally one of the most unorthodox freaking proposals of all time. But the matter of the fact is, Amy's in a good place, or at least she believes she's in a good place, and she wants to take it. She's happy to take it to the next level with her man, and that is marriage and moving in together after 2 months. Now, of course, the families in particular aren't exactly showing any support. And to be fair, you can argue and say that they have their reasons that are respectful. They have their reasons because they know that Amy has a tendency of rushing her choices in life. Okay? They understand this. Therefore, they want her to be careful. But the fact is, no matter how many times they try and protect her, try and help her, she always wants to go off and do her own goddamn thing. So to be fair, am I surprised that the family's behaving this way? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But should they be at least welcoming, at least confident, or at least just go along with the ride because it's their sister and just put their own emotions to the side? Well, that's subjective, because the way I look at it, sometimes in life, people that we love and care for need that tough love for myself. They don't always need that soft touch. And obviously the family, for the most part, apart from Amanda, they're all going for the soft touch. And so they're all going for the tough love, which I respect. Amanda, on the other hand, is like, listen, just let her get on with it and let her do her thing. So really and truly, none of the family members, I'd say, is necessarily wrong in their reaction. It's just a damn shame because Amy now feels cornered, feels isolated. But let's get into this madness.
I'm not available that day.
I would rather not go. I think I'll be sick that day. I know that there are spirits and stuff, and if you go there, they can get on you, and you can bring them back to your own house. And
so you've already got Chris. What's Chris's wife's name again? Brittany. Is it Brittany? It is Brittany, isn't it? Damn. Anyway, you got Chris and his wife here. Okay, they're already making it clear that they don't want to go. I mean, Brittany's saying that no, I can't go because of my own beliefs. And to be fair, if she's got beliefs where going to a wedding that is going to be on Halloween and is also going to be a Halloween theme and a whole bunch of hocus pocus kind of stuff, if that's not for you based on your religion, then to be fair, it makes sense. We can only respect that. But Chris, on the other hand, I mean, it's a sister, right?
everything. So don't want to put myself in that situation.
Oh, sugar.
How'd you like it?
Oh, God.
So you gonna do it again?
Yeah.
You have done a much.
I will say this, we have seen one hell of a roller coaster with this family, especially with Tammy. So it's good to see that this season, in particular, they're giving us a balance of both the drama, but also the balance of when things are going well. Okay? And that's nice. It's nice to see that Tammy's finally in a position where she's able to go out there and do some fun stuff. Because to be fair, throughout the season, she has been kind of miserable because each time the family have kind of gone to something else. I mean, she got on the water at the beach, which is good, but then she didn't get into the lake when they went in there to do a little bit of swimming with their life coats on and whatnot. So we've had a little bit up and down with Tammy, with her wanting to get involved in activities throughout the season, which is something that I've enjoyed because, again, it's given us different aspects of her, not just the same old miserable, angry, blah, 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 blah type nonsense, you see what I'm saying? But to see her do something like that, a zip wire, up high, something that has a weight restriction towards it, is absolutely awesome because it shows her how much weight she's lost and also how much fun that she's been missing out on, and also motivated to continue going this journey, so therefore she can continue having this type of fun stuff as well. Also, Chris had his goal, and that was fun to watch as well. But either way though, I thought it'd be nice to show some positivity, which also leads up to this one.
better job of getting protein in. I'm giving you the green light. Go back to Pittsburgh and get you scheduled to have your skin removed.
And then also, just to add the cherry on top, she's now finally been approved. Well, she's been approved for at least go back to the skin surgeon, so the skin surgeon can now obviously reevaluate and then also have their thoughts. Now, don't get me wrong. At first, I was like, oh, this is approval for her getting skin loss surgery. But what the doctor really said was that I'm now going to approve you to go back to him. I've spoke to him and we both agreed that it's time for you to come back and then we can see what's what. That's what I took out of it anyway. But either way, though, it's good because last few episodes, she's been shut down. And that's been due to the fact that girls enjoy that too much. But she's finally up to her proteins and finally came away from the vaping and the nicotine. So she's now finally in that position where she obviously wanted to be in the past 2 years, I'd say. And which is good because a lot of us thought that maybe after rehab, she was going to, go backwards. After all the rejections for the skin loss, that she was maybe going to use an excuse to go backwards, but she stays strong and she's continued going in the right direction, which is absolutely fantastic. Both her and Chris, to be fair, but don't get it twisted, Amanda has lost a lot of weight, I've noticed this season too. And I guess they haven't really focused on her story this season, which is kind of weird because they focused on her and Misty last season losing weight. But either way, though, Amanda's lost a significant amount of weight this season, which is absolutely fantastic for her as well. So let's not forget that. But yeah, 3 siblings on the road. To be fair, I think Missy's probably lost a little bit of weight, but I think she was a bit slim in waist, so maybe it just wasn't as noticeable. I don't know, but yeah, good on her too. But the other 3, definitely noticeable, especially Amanda and Tammy.
Okay? I've spoken to Dr. Rubin, and he's on the same page as me.
The judge granted us a continuance. So I got to come back in 30 days and do this all over again.
Bear in mind, because Amy obviously has to come back in 30 days to do the whole thing again, you'd understand or you believe that her mindset is now going to be focused on making sure that she gets through this period of going back and forth to the dates and making that a priority. But,
My lawyer said that they're trying to get it down to a misdemeanor.
That's about the same thing mine said.
But I don't have time to worry. Like, I got 2 boys. I only have time to take care of them.
now, I do agree with the statement itself in particular that she has, that she hasn't got time to worry about this too much because she's still got the boys. But where was you worrying for the boys before you got in this situation? Because let's not get it twisted. She's not going to court because the camel attacked her. She's going to court because of the substance that they had in their car. And having these substances in your car when you got kids in the car is just ludicrous behavior. Absolutely diabolical. So, she can talk about, oh, now I got to focus on the boys. But the thing is, though, I feel like I hear her say this all the time. Honestly, I honestly don't believe this is the first time I've heard her say these words. She says this so many times. I got to fight, I just need to focus on the boys, focus on the boys. Each time something is going a bit weird in her life, she always goes, I need to focus on the boys. But why are you telling us this? That's mandatory behavior. You shouldn't have to tell people that you need to focus on the boys because you should be doing it anyway. Now, I'm not saying that she doesn't, but I'm just saying, people that say they need to do something usually means they're not doing it, or they're not doing it to their full capacity. And let's be real, Amy's been more worried about this bloody engagement than she has been about her boys from what I've seen. But nonetheless, though, we continue.
And get married next year.
On Halloween.
Yep.
I don't agree with getting married on Halloween, but I don't have to like it.
Oh man, Chris. Can't bite his tongue, but just in respect to him. But yeah. Quick question to you lovely folks. If any one of you ever got married on Halloween, let me know. If you did, what was it like? Just out of curiosity.
And Brittany and Chris ain't gonna come either.
Not fair to me.
Well, it's really not fair when Brittany has been Pentecostal her whole life, and it's her religion, and that's her relationship with God.
And at the end of the day, you can't expect someone to go against their religion that they've had their whole life.
Her beliefs to come to your wedding.
Yeah, but it's my wedding.
Yeah, but it's her relationship with Jesus. Just because you don't believe the way she does.
I think Jesus will forgive her this one time.
Oh my days. It's Amy, the look on Amy's face. I think he'll forgive her this one time. When she's saying it as if her and Jesus are like besties. Yeah, listen, man, I had a couple of pints with him last night. Yeah, me and him got a bit bladdered here. We got a bit wasted. Yeah. No. Jesus said he's cool with it. It's cool with it, okay? In fact, I'm going to go see him again after this filming, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to meet him at the pub. We're going to have a few more beers, a few more lagers, Honestly, I understand Amy's situation, right? I understand her frustration and pain because she wants her family to be there to support her. But right now she feels like nobody's going to be coming. Nobody wants to support apart from Amanda. So I get it. But she also has to understand that if Brittany can't come, Brittany cannot come. It's that simple. You got to respect her beliefs. You can't expect someone to break their beliefs for you. That's not how life works. But Chris, but he obviously doesn't have the same beliefs. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. So Chris should still be able to come, but I can understand him wanting to stay at home with his wife. But realistically, this is a family thing, so I think Chris should definitely attend.
Usual, normal, boring ass wedding. I've never been normal. My family ain't gonna support me too.
And then we have the breakdown.
How is that romantic? Why would you want that? Not that I'm trying to hurt your feelings on you. Just have to be honest.
So nobody wants me with him?
No.
To be fair with you, I don't think Tammy was fair to ask her why would you want to have a wedding on Halloween? Why would you want this theme? Listen, what she wants is up to her. If she's an Addams Family kind of person, that's entirely up to her. Let her have her glory. Let her have her enjoyment. Okay? But of course, Tammy isn't just speaking on that only. She's also speaking on the fact that you're rushing the process. Why are you rushing marrying this man? You don't need to do this now. Like, you can take your time with this. But Tammy has to understand, even if Amy agreed to take her time with the wedding and getting married, Amy's still entitled to have whatever wedding that she wants to have. But here's the thing though that people forget here. Not people, but like the family forgets. The wedding they're having, it's not going to happen until next year. He proposed to her on Halloween, or in the Halloween season. They're not getting married until the following Halloween. So really and truly, Amy's going to have enough time to figure out whether or not this relationship is worth getting married or not. Now, I feel like the family's acting as if they're both getting married within the next month, next week. As if they're eloping tomorrow. When that isn't the case. To be fair, they should probably just back off and just let it all just pan out however it needs to go.
Oh, that's not it. Did I just
Yeah, it is it.
it? We want you with him. We just want you to take your time.
Y'all are coming to the wedding, so why does it matter?
Damn, man. Sad though, isn't it? Tammy isn't coming to, or doesn't want to come to the wedding. Brittany ain't coming to the wedding. Chris isn't coming to the wedding. Misty, I'm not too sure, but I know she's not. I know she's against the wedding. Boy, sad times.
I don't want to go to a haunted house.
But I went everywhere for y'all. Nobody else is coming.
I mean, Amy's got a good point though. She's been everywhere for every single one of you guys. So why can't you be there for her? Obviously, your argument could be yes, because none of us have gone to none of us done any crazy type shit, which is not true. Because let's be real. How many times did Amy be there for Tammy in rehab? How many times was Amy there? Or listen, whether or not Amy was an enabler or part of the problem, the matter of fact is at least she was still always there for her sister. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, she was there for when Tammy got married to Caleb, a guy that she knew like for a couple of like minutes in rehab. You know what I mean? Amy still supported her. That's the grand scheme of it. So to be fair with you, like, I don't feel like Tammy's in a position where she cannot support her sister. I feel like she has to support her sister no matter what, but that's what sister's done to her. Whether she agrees or not, it is what it is. Now, I understand that Tammy's now a different person. She now sees things differently. She now goes about things in a more sensible way, especially with her own relationship. Respect it, love it, but Amy hasn't matured the way you have, or hasn't progressed the way you have. You know, hasn't changed your perspective the way you have. So really and truly, Tammy, I feel like it probably hurts Amy more when it comes from Tammy more than it does from the other siblings. Not just because her and Tammy are super close, but more because she's always been there for Tammy as much as she can. I mean, hell, when she was married to Michael used to push Tammy around everywhere in a freaking wheelchair. Do you see what I'm saying? You know, Michael was basically her carer. You know what I mean? He was an A and B transport. You know, and also on top of that, Tammy also lived with Michael and Amy for a set period of time. Do you see what I'm saying? So they've been through one hell of a journey. So I'd imagine out of all the siblings, Tammy would be the one that should want to get the support of the most. So if Tammy ain't agreeing with it, I can see how it's gonna probably break it down the most. So it is a very, you know, tense situation. I mean, listen, if I was in this situation, I would just have to support my sister, man. Like, because at the end of the day, she's been through me throughout all of my hell. I'll still give her my 2 cents and let her know how I feel about it, but I will still be the supporter regardless of her choice. You see what I'm saying? You know, because I mean, Tammy kind of owes Amy, to be honest with you. she owes Michael too, to be honest with you. After all those years of him and his back problems, I can imagine he probably has back problems now. You know what I'm saying? We've all seen those classic scenes of him pushing her up the stairs and up the freaking ramps. I think there was a time when Chris tried to and he fell over. I'm not too sure. Either way, yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it amounts to. My family hates me. That's all it amounts to.
Yes, pity
I'm
party.
done.
It's sad though, isn't it? It is sad that Amy generally feels like everybody hates her when that's not the case. People just care about her. I mean, listen, as I said before, I think it's fine for them to all have their opinions, you know, and they should definitely share them. But whilst having their opinions, they should still just support her regardless. But hey, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section and we'll talk about it. But it is a calamity. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.